Hey Nita, I know you've been out for a while and our math exam is coming up. And I think you might want to know what it will be about and how to go about doing it before the day actually comes. So I have something set up for you. On the next slide, I will tell you what the exam will consist of. And as you can see, I'm touching on logarithms today since that was taught the week that you were out. And you should be able to catch up after this video that I made for you. So, on the next slide, I will have spoiler. I will have a video for you on where you can go to find all the final exam topics. And maybe I might have a little surprise in this video for you as well. So let's go ahead and watch the video.
Hey Nita, so I promised you on the previous slide that I would give you the final topics from class that will be on the final exam, and I'm going to show you where you could go and find them right now. So you're going to go to Content, then you're going to scroll down to Final Topics, and then you can click on that. And then, if it doesn't open on your computer, you can go ahead and click this blue link right here that says Open Final Topics here. But if it loads up, you won't have to do that. So, here it is. Last week we got these from Professor Dixon on the topics that will be on the exam, so you can study for it. And I know you might not recognize probably the last 6 things on here because you were out for that whole week. This was chapter 6, and it was 6.3 that I think you missed out on. So I also have a link for you in the bottom right corner of the screen over here. You can click on it and it will teach you how to solve all these equations right here. So go ahead and click on this link on the bottom and it will get you up to date on the work that you've missed out on.
Okay, so that was the video, and it was pretty straightforward. You know, it just showed you where you can go on Atlas to find all the topics, since we weren't here the day when he gave us all the final topics that would be on the exam. So yes, that's where you can find them, and you can go to Content and click Final Exams, and all the stuff is right there. So now let's go ahead and click on this little link right here at the bottom right that I had placed for you, and see what this does for us. Okay, so what this did was it brought us to a YouTube video that our professor actually made for us for the last chapter that you missed out, because it was a really challenging chapter, and I believe that most of us needed the extra help on it. So he went ahead and made us a video, which was actually 31 minutes long. We won't be watching all of it. You can watch it on your spare time. So yes, let's go ahead and look at a little bit of the video.
Alright folks, I wanted to go over section 6.3. Make sure everybody's good with 6.3. To kick off 6.3, I just wanted everybody to recall that this value e, remember e is an actual number. Recall that e is the natural base. So like I said, e is an actual value. It's 2.718 some change. In addition to recalling that e is a natural base, I also want us to recall that the natural log of x, which I like to write ln of, ln of x, natural log is nothing more than a log of base e.
Okay, so that was a minute of our video that you will be able to look at on your spare time. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Alright, here I provided you with an infographic on logarithm, which also has a link in the middle, which is that little red circle right there, to a couple of problems that will take you step by step so you can practice how to do your log questions and equations. So here are the some basic properties of logs. As you can see, log with a times b, which is multiplication, would equal you to the log of a, which is any number that your professor gives you, plus the log of b. So whenever you see multiplication, you're gonna expand the log and make it into two different terms and add them. Our second one is division, as you can see, because you have a fraction in the parentheses. Whenever there is a division log, you'll expand that and you will do minus. So you'll minus the log of a, which is one term, and then the log of b, which is the other term. And then the final one is log of a to an exponential power, which will lead you to multiplying the n, which would be the exponential number, whatever number that could be. It's any random number, multiplied by the log of a. So then we divided it into two terms again. So you always have two terms. Actually, you can have more terms, but in this case we have two terms. And you're just going to do the inverse of the operation. So if it's multiplication, then you'll add. If it's division, then you'll subtract. And if it is raised to a power, you will multiply. Over here, it has you two forms that you'll probably be asked to rewrite equation into. So sometimes they'll ask for you to rewrite the equation into log form and index form. And you'll learn a little more about that in the video that I just posted for you, and also in a couple more slides that I have provided for you. So let's go on and click this little link in the middle and see where that takes us. Okay, so as you can see, it's topics in pre-calculus, which is what we're doing now, even though we took algebra, college algebra. So what this does is it gives you a topic from each of the laws and stuff of logarithms, and it gives you an example from each and explains to you how to work it out. So you have everything step by step, and it's 8 examples, and then you have some to try on your own. You can go ahead and do that in your spare time as well, which will give you extra practice and get you ready for the exam. Let's move on to the next slide. Our next slide are rules of logs. So the first rule is multiplication inside the log can be turned into addition outside the log and vice versa, which is what we saw on the previous slide. Division inside the log can be turned into subtraction outside the log and vice versa. And an exponent on everything inside the log can be moved out front as a multiplier and vice versa. But warning, just as when you're dealing with exponents, the above rules work only if the bases are the same. For instance, if the expression is log d times m plus log b times n, you cannot simplify that because the bases are d and b, which is right here and right here. Whatever is beside the log, that's the base. And once they are not the same, just as x2 times y3, you cannot simplify it because the bases x and y are not the same. Let's move on to our next slide. Here's another example that you can practice with. You can see that the natural term that's been given was in multiplication form, and to expand it, you go ahead and divide them up into each term, as you can see with the red lines right here, and you add them because you are multiplying, and the inverse of multiplying is addition. So that's another example that will also help you. Let's move to our next slide. Here I have created some flashcards for you. I screenshotted them so you can have them on your computer because I could not find another way to share them with you, so I figured I'd screenshot it. It tells you all the different rules and properties of logarithms and some warnings to look out for. So you can also look over these during your spare time. I'm trying to provide you with as much resources as possible so that you can study for this test because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little difficult. But anyways, let's move to the next slide. Alright, right here I have provided you with a QR code. You can go ahead and download Enigma on your phone. It's on both Apple and Androids, and you can scan this QR code, which leads you to a site that can help you step by step with problems you don't understand. And this site is Mathway, mathway.com. It has a calculator, and it gives you the ability to type in your questions that you don't understand so that you can go ahead and solve it it can show you how to solve it step by step. So it won't leave you behind at all. And for our final slide, so I just provided you with a bunch of resources to help you with your math. You can thank me later. I will be glad to help you anytime you have any problems. So you don't have my number or anything, but you can reach me at this website right here in pink, https. You can go slido.com. You can go ahead, click on it. You can put the event code that I provide for you in my last slide, and then you can go ahead and ask me any questions that you would possibly need an answer to. So yes, I've also provided you with that. The code is 1854. I hope that my presentation was useful to you, and I will see you on exam day. Have a good day.